My dear friends, as human beings, we do not live in isolation. From the moment we are born until the moment we leave this world, we are surrounded by others. Parents, siblings, teachers, companions, colleagues, and those we casually call friends. Yet although friendship is such a central part of human life, very few people ever stop to reflect deeply on what friendship truly means and how powerfully it shapes our inner world. The Buddha did not treat friendship as a simple social matter. He saw it as something that can either support liberation or silently pull a person deeper into suffering. That is why he spoke about friendship again and again, not as comfort, not as entertainment, but as a decisive force in a person's life journey. In ordinary society, friendship is often built on shared pleasure. People come together because they enjoy the same activities, the same conversations, the same distractions. As long as conditions remain pleasant, the relationship feels strong. But when difficulty arises, when suffering appears, when values are tested, many of these connections quietly dissolve. The Buddha understood this fragility. He did not condemn it, but he encouraged us to see it clearly. He taught that the mind is highly influenced by association. Whether we realize it or not, the people we spend time with shape our thoughts, our speech, and our actions. Over time, this shaping becomes our character. Character becomes habit. Habit becomes destiny. This is why the Buddha emphasized association so strongly. He knew that even a sincere person can drift away from the path if their environment constantly pulls them toward carelessness. Once, the Buddha made a statement that startled his disciples. He said that admirable friendship is the whole of the holy life. Not half, not a support, not an addition, the whole of it. What he meant was this: when a person is surrounded by wise, ethical, and mindful companions, the path unfolds naturally. Right view is strengthened, right intention is encouraged, right speech, action, and livelihood become easier. Effort, mindfulness, and concentration grow without strain. When companions value restraint, one feels supported in restraint. When companions value generosity, one feels inspired to give. When companions value understanding, one is less likely to fall into blind reactions. This is not because friends force us to change, but because the mind learns by imitation. It absorbs attitudes just as the body absorbs nutrients. The Buddha also warned that association works in the opposite direction. When one repeatedly spends time with people who normalize anger, indulgence, dishonesty, or heedlessness, the mind gradually accepts these states as ordinary. What once felt uncomfortable becomes familiar. What once felt wrong begins to feel justified. In this way, suffering increases not through dramatic events, but through slow erosion of awareness. Because of this, the Buddha encouraged careful observation of relationships, not with suspicion, not with judgment, but with wisdom. He explained that not everyone who smiles is a friend, and not everyone who speaks kindly has our long-term welfare at heart. Some people appear friendly because they benefit from the relationship. Others remain close only as long as conditions suit them. He described certain patterns that lead to disappointment if they are not recognized. There are those who approach only when they need something. Their interest rises when they want help and fades when help is no longer required. There are those who speak warmly and promise support, but whose words never become action. There are those who flatter, who praise even harmful behavior because they fear losing approval. And there are those who share pleasure but disappear when hardship arrives. The Buddha did not instruct his followers to hate such people. Hatred only creates more suffering. Instead, he taught recognition, to see clearly without bitterness, to understand that expectations placed on such relationships lead to pain. Wisdom means adjusting one's trust to reality, not demanding that others become different. Alongside this, the Buddha described what genuine friendship looks like. A true friend is not defined by constant presence, but by reliability. Such a person offers support during difficulty, not only during comfort. They remain steady during both gain and loss. They speak truth even when truth is uncomfortable. They discourage harmful actions and encourage wholesome ones. They rejoice in your success rather than compete with it. They feel concern when you suffer rather than indifference. The Buddha said such friends are rare in the world. When they are found, they should be valued deeply, not exploited, not taken for granted. Because a true friend protects not just your feelings, but your future. However, the Buddha did not place responsibility only on others. He turned the teaching inward. He encouraged each person to reflect on the kind of friend they themselves are becoming. Do we encourage others toward clarity or confusion? Do we support growth or dependency? Do we speak truth gently or remain silent out of fear? Do we rejoice in the happiness of others or feel threatened by it? In this way, friendship becomes a mirror. Through it, we see our own level of maturity. A person who cultivates virtue naturally attracts virtuous companions. A person who cultivates carelessness often feels uncomfortable around discipline. This is not punishment. It is resonance. Among all forms of friendship, the Buddha emphasized spiritual friendship most strongly. A spiritual friend is not someone who entertains the mind, but someone who helps awaken it. This may be a teacher, a fellow practitioner, or even a quiet presence whose life itself is an example. Such a friend reminds us of impermanence when we cling, of kindness when we harden, and of awareness when we drift. The Buddha said that even those deeply committed to the path depend on spiritual friendship. Progress does not happen in isolation. Reflection deepens when shared. Effort strengthens when encouraged. Doubt dissolves when wisdom is mirrored back to us. At the same time, the Buddha taught balance. Friendship should not become attachment. Attachment creates fear. Fear creates suffering. A wise person values connection but does not cling. They care deeply but do not possess. They walk together but do not lose themselves. There are moments when distance is necessary. When a relationship repeatedly leads to harm, confusion, or moral decline, stepping back is not cruelty. It is clarity. This can be done quietly, without blame, without hostility. Sometimes silence protects more than confrontation. Sometimes letting go is the kindest action available. The Buddha understood the emotional difficulty of this. That is why he emphasized compassion, both for oneself and for others. Letting go does not mean wishing harm. It means recognizing limits. It means choosing peace over familiarity. Ultimately, the Buddha taught that the greatest friendship is the one we develop with our own mind. A mind trained in mindfulness does not abandon us. A mind trained in compassion does not betray us. A mind trained in wisdom does not mislead us. External friends may come and go, but inner clarity remains. When friendship supports this inner development, it becomes a blessing. When it distracts from it, wisdom calls for adjustment. This understanding allows us to move through relationships without bitterness, without illusion, and without fear. My dear friends, the Buddha showed us that friendship is not measured by time spent together, but by the direction it leads the mind. Choose companions who support calm, understanding, and kindness. Become the kind of friend who uplifts others without ego. And remember that walking the path with awareness is the deepest form of companionship. May your associations lead you toward peace. May your friendships support wisdom. May your heart remain free and clear. Namo Buddhaya.